apparel because it's been something that's been bubbling up in the recent times, and a lot of people are kind of up in arms, right? Some people do it right, some people do it wrong, but here, eSports apparel company H4X recently signed Optic Gaming's Crimsix, a two-time Call of Duty World Champion, as their brand ambassador. Joining us here in studio is the CEO of H4X's parent company, moniker, Cole Gurman. Thanks for stopping by, man. How's it going?
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. All is good. All is good. Just got into New York.
Nice.
Having a good time, and glad to be here with you guys.
Glad to have you, man. So for people who may not know, right, what is H4X?
So, in a nutshell, H4X is essentially a lifestyle performance brand.
Yeah.
Okay, and what that means is it's multi-segmented. So you have H4X which you can actually buy at Macy's in-store and Macy's.com.
That's ridiculous.
Which is also available on H4X.gg. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's actually our first retail activation so far. And that's our affordable lifestyle brand. But then it's segmented to the H4X Lab and H4X Studios, which is a whole other conversation, and that's more performance-oriented. And that's really part of our mission, and our mission is to really enhance players' gameplay, okay, and bring their ability to the next level and supersede their current threshold. And in doing that comes the inception of the H4X Lab. So basically what the H4X Lab is we created this facility to bring gamers in, host pro teams,
right,
in order to really, let's say they have an event that they're going to play in. Like, for instance, we had the Rainbow Six Invitational that happened in February.
Yep.
So we had FaZe Clan come in, they practiced, they scrimmed, and then they went to go play. At the same time, we have our in-house kinesiologist that actually works hand in hand with them in order to monitor their gameplay and their reaction times. So this really helps us in terms of product development. Yeah, it was great. And really, I think it's good also for our culture internally, and you're just working alongside them, and the cohesiveness is just awesome. And it really allows us to internalize our values at H4X. So really, just bringing everything to life, and we remember what we're doing and why we're doing it. For instance, it might seem trite, but our values are quality and design, because we do pay a lot of attention to it. And it really, when people give us feedback about what they think about our gear and how they're, if they're enjoying it, not enjoying it, either way, we get a sense of what the real world thinks, and it just, for us, it's amazing.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So how is that different? Because we've seen a lot of esports apparel companies pop up recently in time, but you've talked about how it's about performance, how it's about emphasizing or enhancing gaming performance for the players.
Right.
How is H4X different from other apparel companies? How have they been changing the gaming apparel scene?
Yeah, well, as I said, I think we're very focused on enhancing their gameplay, whether that be from a psychological standpoint or even a physical standpoint. For example, we have this arm padding that we've integrated into some of the pieces. So if you're playing for a long time, it actually allows you to play for longer with a consistent gameplay. We've had a lot of feedback from players who has given us a lot of positive things. They have a lot of positive things, to say about it. And we're only increasing the functionality and durability of it. In terms of a psychological standpoint, I mean, pro teams, I think there was a study like if teams are on an equal playing field and they're equally as good, if one team is wearing a darker jersey, they automatically seem more intimidating. So in that respect, we want them to feel good when they play, and we want them to feel like they're real athletes, or as we call them, H4Xleets. It's our new initiative that we've just came up with.
Speaking of H4Xleets, right, the first thing that comes to mind is Optic's Crimsix, right? So how did you guys identify that he was the person you guys wanted to have as your brand ambassador?
I'm going to be honest. Sean Bruce actually mentioned the name Crimsix to me, and I'm personally a Call of Duty player. Yeah, I'm not a pro by any means. Don't get anything twisted.
Yeah.
But no, so it just seemed like a perfect match, and our initiative is also to work with players that want to work with us. So we wanted him to come down, see the gear, get a sense for what we stand for and what we create. And our relationship, I think, was simpatico just off the bat, and it sort of just kicked off from there. And we said, all right, let's do this thing. Yeah.
Would you say that sort of approach to partnerships, just seeing if the fit is right, has also been in play with your partnerships with like Complexity, DreamHack, ESL?
Yeah. So I think you'll see in the industry, not everybody, but a lot of these companies are sort of print shops. They'll just go to a local supplier, buy blanks, and print on them.
Yeah.
So what we do is a little bit more complex. We actually create the garment from scratch with our team in-house, and we'll actually source it overseas with proper supply chain. And this way, we can actually add customizable components for that individual player or for any individual that we see fit. It can be an influencer outside of the sport. It doesn't really matter. We're very, very, very focused on catering towards the individual.
So how has H4X really been integrating themselves organically into the scene, right? Obviously, the deal with ESL comes to mind following IEM Katowice, but how did you guys identify that ESL was one of the brands, and how do you continue to integrate organically into esports? Because a lot of people, I feel like, in esports are kind of wary, right? They're like, everyone just wants to get in. This is not real. They're just doing it for the bucks, and then they're out.
Yeah, I mean, no, the ESL DreamHack partnership was great. I mean, in terms of brand awareness, it really put us on the map. And in terms of other, B2B players in the business, they really got a sense of who we are.
Right.
It allowed us, the gateway in order to work with them. And we also have this private label distribution that will supply to teams, which is basically just facilitating that custom jersey for them. It doesn't have to be Hacks branded, but they also just get a sense for our quality and what we stand for as well. I go back to our values. We just really want the industry to know exactly what we stand for, and that's the most important thing. We will not leverage that for anything else.
So we've got a couple of your products here. We got some hats, we got a shirt, we got one of the shooter sleeves here. Can you just like break down one of these products and tell us how something like this exemplifies what sets Hacks apart and what's different about it?
Yeah, so sure. So in this garment specifically, you have a lot of wicking properties, antimicrobial, antibacterial properties, and different engineered properties inside this garment just to allow it to be breathable. You don't smell. I know a lot of players in this industry.
Yeah, especially melee players.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, and it's also quite comfortable. Fabric's ultra soft. So, and there's also here, I think in the back here.
Soft.
Yeah. See, there's laser cut ventilation holes.
Very
so you
nice.
don't sweat as well.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera.
Right.
But that is nice.
No, that is actually nice. But also, when it comes to, obviously Call of Duty is like a huge brand worldwide, right? The Call of Duty World League is super successful, and it's only going to continue to get more and more popular. But moving forward, what is Hacks looking for? Are they looking for more game integrations? Are they looking for more, like, I guess, Hacks leads in the sense that, like Crimsix, right? He's a pro player, he's a streamer, he's just kind of an icon in of his own. But are you guys going to be looking to streamers, influencers, content creators?
Definitely.
What's the next
Definitely.
step?
I mean, Ian really kicked off our initiative for the Hacks League program, but we're definitely looking for, other players to represent and inspire others. And, besides that, as you said, in-game initiatives as well. So we've derived inspiration from video games and the digital world into the physical world. So what we also want to do is bring that same physical sense and integrate it into the digital world as well, via skins or what have you. So that's something we definitely want to get into. And yeah, in terms of streamers, definitely we want to have the right streamers on board. But again, we're not about shoving gear down people's throats. We really just want them to like it, and if they do, great.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing where you can see it at your Macy's, I don't know, something like that, and then pick it up.
Yeah, and Macy's is great because people get a physical sense of what the garment looks like, how it feels like, you can try it on.
Right.
So it's a great experience.
So
it's like, with a lot of these other e-tailers, right, you don't necessarily get to test it out. You order it, it's the wrong site, so it doesn't work. But Cole, Gurman, thank you so much for coming by and talking with us. We'd love to have you anytime, honestly.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.